Hiya folks, it's Kikoskia here, just letting you know that this video is predominantly skill training. If you want to watch a chill video where I ramble about silly things, this is the video for you. If not, feel free to skip it. Hiya folks, it's Kikoskia here, and welcome back to Let's Play Quest for Glory 2 VGA. And when last we left off, we gained a lot of dodge skill by having at thee with this brigand. We are now at 124. That said, it is now midday. Hopefully we can have an even longer fight with another brigand and gain even more skill before the day gets too long in the tooth. Let's see if we can find one, and watch as we fail to find a brigand. This is a big desert, and there aren't that many brigands out there, I imagine. But you never know, we might get lucky. And this is when instead we find tons of pterosaurs. At least that will get us some weapon use skill. Onwards, Derek! And this is... Hey, it's a brigand! Excellent! And now for me to press 8 a few times to move forward, and then 3. 3 a lot. Faster than that, though. Like that. There we go. You're going to move back. Oh, no, you're going to dodge to the side. Oh, I need to be a lot faster. Just a little out of practice. Haven't done this for a week. There we go. And I want you to... There we go. I want you to move backwards so you won't throw any knives at me. Oh, gotta be much quicker. There we go. Excellent. No, I need to be a lot faster. You're slowly whittling me down. As soon as you start swinging, I need to dodge. Oh, no, no. Don't do that. There we go. And now we shall dodge a lot. Come on, you! This is what I'm going to do. Just dodge. I don't need to parry. I will need to strike you eventually, but that can wait. Come on, you! I have a tight schedule. I only have so many hours in the day, and I need to get a lot better at this. A lot better. Have at thee with me! And this is when they do not have at thee with me. There we go. I've gotten to the swing of dodging. Perfect. Now we could do the ducking dodge, but that has the risk of me instead jumping back and then striking the brigand. And I don't want to do that. I wonder how long it's going to take for this brigand to get incredibly frustrated at me. Probably not very long. They'll likely think that I'm just lucky to begin with, then that I'm toying with them, and then they'll realize the truth, that I'm just trying to train my dodge. Oh, I think he's already gotten quite mad. He is swinging a lot. To no avail. Of course, there is the chance that I will run out of stamina if he keeps striking that quickly, but we gain stamina pretty quickly by just standing here. There we go. Just go. Careful. Don't want to get hit too many times or we'll be knocked backwards. And if we're knocked backwards, the brigand might have an opportunity to throw a knife at me. And I don't want that. I do want this, though. I'm really curious as to if Uhura's training sessions take less time. They might do. That said, I typically am slowly chipping away at Uhura's health while I'm having at thee. Not so here. Just watching that stamina bar go up slightly. And I'm also keeping an eye on your sword. No, 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 that's what I'm trying to do, brigand. You shouldn't be doing that. You should be doing strikes like that. Excellent. Imagine if the brigand did a different kind of swing, forcing me to dodge in a different direction, instead of pressing the number 3 on the numpad, because that's all I'm doing right now, the number 3. I can't just hold it down, I have to actually time it. Gotta make sure I dodge just at the right moment, otherwise I get hit. Chainmail does a good job of blocking a lot of the damage, as does the shield, but it's not perfect. I will take the occasional strike. This will happen. Come on! You were so confident before, Brigand. There we go! Let's get more of those in. A lot more of those in. Excellent! So what's your name? I'm Derek. I'm the hero of Spielberg. Not much of a talker, eh? More of a doer. A brigand of action. I can appreciate that. You are very intent on getting all my money. I do have a lot of money. You can live well off that money for quite a while. Unfortunately for you, I'm not intending to give you that money. All I'm intending to give you is this sword. In your everything! Now you are going to hit me occasionally, and if my health gets too low, I will have to finish this fight. Shouldn't be too difficult to finish this fight. I could probably do it exclusively with dodge attacks. That probably would increase my dodge. It might increase my weapon use instead. I suppose we'll find out. Come on! And another attack. There we go. It's quite sensible that you're not wearing heavy armor, because that would not only weigh you down in the desert, but it would also be incredibly hot to wear. Now let's just dodge again. And there we go. Stamina is staying incredibly high. I like that. I imagine it can't go to night during an encounter. Imagine if it did, if suddenly the sun started to set. That'd be a cool effect, but I imagine at the most it will go from one time of day to another time of day when you're fighting. So I'd end this fight and it would then be mid-afternoon. But I don't know how the game factors in combat when it comes to time. Like, is every action I'm doing here a tick on the time advancement? Or is the fight itself an advancement of time, regardless of how long it is? Because if that's the case, I should spend as long as I can in this fight, and just have at thee for ages. It's something I don't know. There's a lot of things in this game I do not know. What I do know is so far, this opponent really hasn't hurt us that much, despite how many strikes they've got in. That's the difference that 200 vitality makes. We have double the health we once did, so we can take twice as many hits. We're taking far less hits than we normally did at the beginning, because we're a lot better at the game now. I like to think I am, anyway. I'm probably not. I still can't fight a Pterosaurus to save my life, and scorpions are always a dangerous prospect. Maybe at some point I'll use that scorpion antitoxin. You know, I should do that the next time I fight a scorpion. Just use the toxin. There's probably points involved in taking it. There's probably points. And you know what they say about points? Points are important. They're not actually important. It doesn't matter how many points you get. It really doesn't. What's important is that you complete the game and have fun doing so. Actually, what's important is that you have fun playing the game. Completing it isn't even that important. Just enjoying yourself. That's what these games are for, to be enjoyed. I'll tell you what, I'm really enjoying playing Quest for Glory 2. I look forward to it every time I start recording. It's like, yeah, Quest for Glory 2! We haven't even got to the part where we have to solve puzzles. We have solved a couple of puzzles, though. We have solved a couple, and we do know the solution to other puzzles. And this is when I gain 5 bajillion skill points in this. And I should have trained like this for parry and saved tons of time. But we have absolutely loads of time. That said, I don't know how long training up communication is going to take. Oh, that was a dodge I did not need to make. But that's fine. We have 200 stamina as well, so we have a lot more endurance. We can last a lot longer in a fight. I wonder if high stamina also means that you gain stamina back faster. I don't know. The manual probably tells you, but I haven't read that. I'm a rebel. I'm also an adventurer and hero. You can tell because I'm using chainmail in a desert. You'd think I get a magical enhancement on it so that it doesn't heat up and that it doesn't weigh as much, but no. We're just walking around with extremely heavy chainmail and a big shield. I mean, the shield's been incredibly useful. All the guards in Shapir have shields. And if we have to face any enemy guards in Razir, they're going to be just as well armed. And incredibly well trained. I don't know that we're actually going to fight anyone in Razir, but the game has heavily hinted that Razir is where we're going to head after we've saved Shapir. And if we don't solve things in Razir, Shapir will still be doomed anyway. Sort of in the region kind of threat. Hello, sir. I'm still dodging you. You know what we need? We need a helmet. We don't wear a helmet. Helmets are very important. They protect your head. Your head is very important. That's where the brain is. Not to mention your eyes, your ears, your mouth, your nose. All pretty important. I wonder who was the first person to have a helmet. The first person that thought, maybe I should protect my head after seeing what happened to my friend when they hit their head. I know, I'll use this thing and put it on my head. And then everybody thought they looked foolish. Until that person bumped their head and it didn't hurt as bad. These moments in history that we will never know. Because we weren't there. You really had to be there. Like, who was the first person to use fire? Who was the first person to create textiles? Who was the first person to decide to try farming? Or animal husbandry? These little events. Nobody in Shapir is going to remember the time that Derek did all the training. But they will remember all the heroic daring do that he's going to do to save the city. At least that's the hope. I hope we're going to save the city. This is when we don't in fact save the city, and everything's awful. I imagine this brigand is now incredibly agitated at us. They have been trying so hard to get us, and they have failed. I'm really curious about how many skill points we're going to gain from this. Will we gain like 10, 15, 20, 50? Oh, I'd love to gain 50 skill points from this. That would be astounding. Imagine gaining 50 skill points, going from 124 to 174 and being nearly done with Harry. Then we just need to level up weapon use. And weapon use is going to be easy to level. We just need to hit things. We can do that against any foe. Oh. Just gotta make sure we're ready for these dodges. Even though I'm talking about all sorts of stuff, my attention is focused on that brigand's sword. My finger is ready on numpad 3. Don't really use the numpad that often. I really don't. It's only in old video games that I tend to use the numpad. My hands just aren't trained to use the numpad for numbers. They're trained to use the numbers above the letters. How many people still use numpads for other purposes, I wonder? Because you still see them on quite a lot of keyboards. I wonder though if it'll be something that eventually just disappears. It might be. Might be replaced by programmable buttons instead. My keyboard has a lot of those. It's an old keyboard though. It's a very old keyboard. It still serves its purpose admirably well. But it is an old... Oh, darn it, it is an old keyboard. It isn't being made anymore. Isn't being made at all. And some of the lighting beneath it is a little bit wonky. That's the only thing that's failed a bit, is the lighting. But I have adapted to that. In the end, I can deal with the lighting being a little bit weird. As long as the keys are still pressable. They still work. And they do! It's like when, before I changed this keyboard out, I was using a super cheap and incredibly old USB keyboard. And before I got the mouse that I'm using now, I was using a £3 mouse from a supermarket. You don't need super high tech to do what I do. Some of it certainly helps, but you don't need it. A £10 or £5 keyboard and a £3 mouse are all you desperately need, as long as it has the scroll wheel. For all the buttons that my mouse has, I only use left, right, and the scroll wheel. That's it. Don't use any of the others. It's a good thing that the brigand can't hear what I'm talking about. I imagine they'd be giving Derek the strangest look right now. What are you talking about? Keyboards? Mice? Numpads? Has the desert heat got to you? I'm surprised it hasn't. We need to wear something over our head to protect ourselves from the heat. But, fortunately, we have plenty of water, and that appears to be all we require. All this, and we'll get a paltry amount of dinars. Those will pay for some more stamina pills. Definitely pay for some more stamina pills. And another dodge. And another dodge. Imagine if every 2 dodges gave me a skill point. Imagine if that was how it was. We are probably well on our way to mastering dodge at this point. And again, as I said, I don't know how the formula for experience is worked out, or if there is a cap. We might have already reached the cap on skill gain. I don't think there's a cap, though. I think if you train a lot, you can just get skill. And there is a way in this game to get skill beyond 200, even though 200 is the maximum that you can train to. You can get beyond it. Get a head start on the next game. And I fully intend to. The question is, what skills or attributes would I want to raise? Maybe luck? Luck is pretty difficult to raise. A bit worried I might not max out luck. Oh, nearly pressed dodge there. Didn't need to. I think I'll manage it though, because we have to raise weapon use. And raising weapon use will give me luck. We should start thinking soon about doing dodge counterattacks. That's what we should start doing soon. Oh, there we go. Then again, I could just keep doing this. I could. Couple of minutes. Few more minutes of sparring, good sir, and then I shall have at thee with you. By dodging! You're not going to like it. It involves you perishing. But you did try and waylay me to take my money and my life. Even if I had given you my... I wonder if you can just give them your money. That is a question. Can you just give them your money? You know, if we find another brigand, I will try that. I will try and just give them my money. I bet it won't work. I bet it can't even... I bet they won't even take it. They should. It would save them a lot of effort. Then maybe they want our sword as well, and our shield. And we won't be giving that up. Can't wait for the first of the enemies to appear that's threatening Shapir, and then I try to fight them. And the game goes, no, you need to actually solve a puzzle. I know you've solved many problems so far with sword, but not all problems can be solved with sword. Not all of them. Many of them, but not all of them. This brigand's trying to solve a problem with sword. It's not working for them. They're trying so hard, though. So hard. It's commendable. But it's ultimately not going to work out for them. It's not going to work. Okay, let's start counterattacking. Haha! Yep. I hit really hard. Really hard. And again. Bet you wish I was just dodging more conventionally, don't you? Like that. Yeah, that's not happening again. That is 3 counterattacks in a row. Takes up a lot of stamina. However, ooh, we got a duck there. Ooh, that one doesn't consume much stamina at all. I don't get ducks very often. You don't see many ducks in deserts after all. They're quite hot. Ooh, another duck. That one. If I could master doing that, I'd be very happy. But I'll settle for being victorious. Taking your money and seeing how many skill points I gained. 4 dinars and 43 17s. It is currently, what time? Mid-afternoon. Not surprised about that. What about our skills? 160! Wow, I was not far off when I said that we would gain a lot of points. I gained 36 points from that fight. That is ridiculous. And we're at 190 luck, and we're at 130 intelligence. That is awesome. Let us get back on Roge the Saurus and find more foes. If we find another brigand, I'll be extremely happy. But I'll settle for any foe. Oh, hello! I'm going to save, and I'm going to try giving you my pouch. You have no reason to do that. That is true. I don't want to give you my pouch, but it was an option. Alright, sir. We're going to fight. And we might very well max out our dodge. We might. Now, our stamina is a bit lower than it was before because we did some counter-attacks at the end. I don't know if they raised my dodge, but it was still a good idea to do them. Right, we've got to wait for you to move backwards, because you will. You will. Am I going to max out dodge today? I'll be really pleased if I do. I know there are faster ways to max out all your skills, because I know somebody that plays Quest for Glory 2 a lot, and they can max out their skills incredibly quickly. That said, they didn't know about the fact that you could block in multiple directions when facing Jackalmen. The little things that you learn, things that other people might not know. Now, we just need you to... Come on! I need you to back up. That's what I need you to do. You are not attacking. There we go. Thank you. I just need you to try and strike at me. And again. And again. Come on. And, oh. There we are. And there we go. Let's have at thee. And excellent. And again. Fantastic. I do like getting into a rhythm when you're in a game, just training. It's one of the reasons I played a couple of MMOs. Just because of the fact that you could do it in the background and It was just a nice, enjoyable thing to do. Chopping trees, fishing, mining. Don't really play MMOs that much these days. Too busy doing other things. Writing, painting models. Right now, sorting out stuff for the pending move. So many things happening. Oh, you've moved back. Oh, and you were ready for me to move forward. Well played, you. That was sneaky. Very sneaky. You thought I wouldn't be prepared, but I was. You doing that gives me the opportunity to regain some stamina. I appreciate that. Oh, no. Don't you do that. You are now pinned. It may look like that there's tons of space about us for you to move, but no. We are fighting on a line. And regardless of what foe we face, they respect the line. This is how combat in Shapir works. We could just constantly attack them. No, we must respect the line. I don't care. No, don't be a rebel. See, the Jackal men are the only ones that don't respect the line. They attack you from either side. They just have no combat etiquette whatsoever. That's why the game lets you kick them when they try and attack you from the side. It's like, no, you get the kick of, that's not okay. That's not what they call the kick. I think Derek just calls it a kick. They might call it the kick of, that's not okay. I wonder if you could critically kick. I doubt it. Imagine if you critically kicked and they just were flung across the sand. That'd be quite cool. Which is what we're probably not feeling right now. Because of the heat. Yeah, the heat is no good. Oh. There we go. And, oh. No. Let's just, there we go. Another have at thee, more have at thee. There we are. Perfect. And another. And another. Come on, sir. Try and strike me. I really wish you would try and strike me more often. That said, small gaps where you do that, good for my stamina gain. So, strike me very often. But not all the time. Like, if you could try and swing at me like 7 or 8 times here, and then do some sidestepping. You're expecting attacks that aren't coming, because I am not attacking. The game, it would be great if the game had the AI realize I wasn't being aggressive, and then they'd change their tactic and be aggressive themselves. And they'd only back off on their unrelenting assault if I get a few hits in. Then again, for all intents and purposes, that could be happening right now, because we are doing a lot of dodging. But he should just be trying to swing at me. That said, he could have a stamina system of his own. I don't know. We don't get to see his stamina bar. We only get to see his health bar. Just imagine how tired this man is going to be after this is done. He will be exhausted. And we will barely look worse for wear. He will be stunned, he will be amazed and horrified, and shortly after that he will be dead. And we just took a hit there. I think that's the first hit we've took this fight. We were doing pretty well. We're still doing pretty well. Oh. We are definitely going to be doing a lot of training during the night. We want to get that remaining bit of dodge training that I will likely be missing after this encounter. I wonder if the two brigands that I wonder if this brigand and the previous brigand knew each other. I wonder if he's trying to avenge the death of the other brigand. It's not likely, they probably weren't on the same side. But they might have known each other. They might have crossed swords occasionally. Perhaps he was watching the previous fight and decided that after the other one fell that he had a good chance. And now he is learning that we are not in fact tired at all. That we are ready to fight. And that we are doing exactly the same thing that we did to the other person. But this person will never run. We can run by pressing escape, but they can't run. Running will mean that the enemy gets a few hits off on you. If it's a scorpion, that means they get to use their tail sting, so you better have taken some antitoxin, otherwise you will just die. Haven't shown that off yet. Maybe I will. Haven't really done much running. Come on! I appreciate the opportunity to regain my stamina, but I much prefer that. So this is probably what you do to gain tons of dodge at the beginning. You just find a brigand and you just dodge constantly. So you throw rocks to begin with to gain the stamina that you need to do this. Then you climb lots of trees. And after you've done that, you'll then go out into the desert and you'll just dodge a lot. And then you could block. You could do block and then dodge. Block would be easier to do when you're fighting two jackals, so I suppose it depends on how much day you have left. Probably not a lot. But you spend most of the first day just looking around Shapir. That said, if you knew exactly where you were going and exactly what to say to what people, you might not have to spend a lot of the day exploring about. Especially if you only go to the people you know you need to talk to early on, like the money changer and the blacksmith. If you go to just them, and the fortune teller to go and get a fortune early on, I'd probably want to spend the first day just meeting everyone, though. You do get some of the day at the end to do things. And it does help later when you get the map. I say later. You should ideally have it after the first day. I haven't used the compass yet. It's probably a good... Oh! It's probably a good thing for... Oh! Probably a good thing for exploring about the desert. When you don't have the Saurus. Like, you could easily get the money for the Saurus, even if you spent full price. Which you shouldn't, because you start with a lot of money and you don't want to be spending that on the Saurus. 5 dinars is not a lot, especially considering each brigand can drop between 3, 4, I imagine they can even drop 5. You can just go out into the desert, find a brigand, fight them, find another one, and then there you go, you have your Saurus money. You spend 100 dinars on the sword, get a couple of stamina and health pills, an extra water skin. I have 5 water skins for some reason. Will I ever need 5? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Oh. Oh. Aha! Nice try, brigand. You may have got a few strikes in, but I'm barely wounded. Your pride, however, is going to suffer a blow it can never recover from. At the same time as your body suffers a blow it can never recover from. It'll be from my sword, because I will be striking at you with the sword. There's no ability for me to strike at you with the shield. That would be cool. Imagine just shield bashing them. Kapow! Shield to the face. That would hurt. Like, this shield is a sturdy thing. It would hurt a lot. I imagine the people of Shapir have to import a lot of the wood they use to make things, because there aren't many trees out and about here. It's probably quite expensive to import. But there are lots of things that are made in Shapir that are exported out. It has a thriving economy. The Kata have made this place truly prosperous, although I imagine most of them would like to return home to Razir. Hopefully we can make that happen. Hopefully. Oh! No thank you, sir! And this is when I literally max out dodge against this person. This could happen. Oh! Not today! Not tomorrow either! And not next Tuesday! You'll probably hit me a few more times before this fight is done, though. You probably will. I can't get the timing perfect every time. I wonder how many pixels that guy is comprised of. Probably more than you think. Probably a good few hundred, considering that every single frame of his animation is a different model and has new pixels. A lot of effort goes into making the models for people in games, be it sprite work, polygonal work. It's all work, it's all effort, and it all takes place behind the scenes. You don't see the process, you only see the results. A lot of work went into making this game how it is. A lot of work. That's the thing with the creative process. You only see the end product. It's not often that you see the process. And even when you do, you only see bits of it. And that thing is usually consumed far, far faster than the process of creating it. Like, you can look at a painting briefly in less than a minute. You can look at it in depth, take a lot longer, but it will still be nowhere near as much time as it took to make that painting. Same with books, same with movies, same with games. It's a strange medium, the creative medium. But the world is so much a better place for creativity. Creativity is a wonderful thing. You should encourage it. If someone's being creative, encourage it. You want to see their creativity thrive. You want to see what they can make, what joy it brings them. The world without creativity would be a very dull and boring place. It's what gives the world its vibrancy. Beyond nature. Nature has its own creativity and its own order. But the stuff we create, the things that we create with joy and passion, they're truly beautiful. This was a tangent brought to you by Kikoskia, as I'm dodging a brigand striking me with a sword, or trying to strike me with a sword. He's only hitting occasionally. He's failing a lot more. And we really haven't lost much stamina. We will lose stamina when we start counterattacking, because we're going to be doing the dodge counterattack again. And then it will probably be sunset approaching. There's nothing happening at the inn. We could pop over to the inn and get some food. We might. Or we might just stay outside and... Ooh, we could go and eat some food. That would be good after all this training. We don't have any buying or selling to do. We might get some ghoul claws. We don't need to pick up scorpion tails anymore. But ghoul claws we might be able to get a little bit of money from them. If we fight some ghouls. I'd rather not fight ghouls tonight. I'd rather fight jackalmen. That said, if we do manage to max out our dodge, we'll fight anyone. And once we've maxed out all of our combat skills and luck, we won't need to fight anyone. The only reason we'll want to fight is if we need money. And we have a lot of money. I wonder how much money you actually need to complete the game. I bet it's less than you think. Because I imagine the people of Shapir will be quite generous in helping us out, defeating the threats that plague the city. Provided, of course, we can persuade them. I think that's what the communication skill's primarily here for. To see if we can persuade people. Oh, there are going to be some plot things that require me to have communication, won't there? Like, I bet we can buy lots of the things we need. But I bet there's a couple of things where we need communication. And if we don't have it, we're in trouble. But it's probably not a lot of communication. I imagine most of the benefit of getting communication higher is just for more discounts. And considering the fact that we've already bought the better sword, that said, there might be some extremely expensive things that I don't yet know about. Maybe it costs a lot of money to go to Razia. It might. But will I need money at that point? Probably not. Alright, sir. It won't be too long now before I start striking you. And you won't like that. Oh, you won't like that. We actually need to fight for a little longer than we fought the other person. That's what we need to do. Oh, there we are. And, oh, a little dodge. If we're close to maxing out dodge, what I'll probably do is I'll wait until night and get the remaining points of Jackalman. Because I'm not good at dodging any of the other foes. I'm really not good at dodging them. Then it'll just be weapon use. Ironic that in this game, the thing combat-wise that I've mastered last is hitting people. I think it was the first thing I mastered in Quest for Glory 1. Like, hitting people was the #1 priority. Get the best at hitting things. And I'm like, no, I've got to get the best at everything other than hitting people. Because I need to survive long enough to be able to hit people. That said, the combat mechanics in Quest for Glory 1 were very different. It definitely favoured you being very aggressive. You had to be very aggressive. And even then, it wasn't always enough. And then there was that moment where I glitched out the game by managing to dodge past the transformed prince. And the game's like, you're not meant to be able to do this! Blech. I just crashed to desktop. The things that happen. The things that happen. Alright, a couple more minutes with you, sir. And then I will conclude this fight. With more dodging. All of the dodging, sir. It will probably be sunset. The sun will probably be setting by the time I'm done with this. Have you seen Derek over there? Why, yes, I have, Effendi. He's been training out in the desert with those brigands. I can't say that I approve of his sparring partners. However, his skill is undeniable. It's getting better by the minute. Truly, he is a hero. Although I'd probably dodge a bit more to the left. Oh no, you see how the man's swinging? If he dodged to the left, he'd get hit. He truly is wise. Small crowd of brigands has developed watching the fight. Maybe even a Saurus.
But I just think it's a very impressive show of swordsmanship. I am just gonna bite him after this, but still, I will commend him on his excellent form. And that posture, very good. He's ready to dodge or block or strike as is needed.
And a little longer. And then watch as we just gain a huge amount of luck from this. If we max out luck while maxing out dodge, that would be fantastic. It truly would be. I would be incredibly happy. Alright, sir. It's time. I have this happen a lot now. It's because our luck is so high, I think. Oh, you got me. Well done. Yeah, I think this is tied to luck. I think it's tied to luck, and that's why it's happening so often. Oh, not there. Not there. That was just a normal dodge. Come on. Come on. And another strike. 2 more of those and you will be gone, sir. No, that's not trying to strike me. That's trying to strike me. 1 more. Just 1. then you shall be done. Oh. And there we go. Oh, no, you dodged. Well played. You didn't dodge that one, though. Victory is mine! And to the victor, go the spoils. 3.5 dinars? 6 dinars and 13 17s. Wow, you were wealthy. But were you generous in skill gains? 189 dodge, 196 luck, and 136 intelligence. Okay, we are absolutely going to max out luck in the process of maxing out dodge, and that is fantastic. How many of these do we have left? We have 5. You know what? Let's take one. And when we come back, folks, we'll go and, wait, is it, yep, sunset approaches. I thought it did. When we come back, folks, we will go and get a meal, head out, do a bit more fighting, and then we will find the Jackalman at night to max out our dodge. And hopefully our luck as well. That'd be fantastic. That would truly be fantastic. That said, I could probably just max out dodge naturally now and focus more on my weapon use. That might be a better idea. But either way, we'll get a little bit more training in before tomorrow. For what happens tomorrow? Not entirely sure, but it's probably not going to be good. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're not. And if you are subscribed, press that bell for those notifications. And I'll catch you next time, folks. And I'll see you then. Later. Thank you for the sparring session, sir. Let me shake your hand. Oh yeah, you're dead. That happens when I spar with people in the desert. Never ends well for the opponent. Never ends well.